Musicians Institute Guitarcraft Program, sponsor of Fox 17 Rock and Review.
Welcome to the Fox 17 Rock and Review. My special guest today, award-winning singer, songwriter, keyboardist, not only writing great songs for himself and huge fan base, but also, all the songs we were talking on the news that you've written for other artists.
Yeah.
Like Allan Jackson, Tim McGraw, all these people, that you've co-written songs with, and then they've gone on and recorded them.
And nice. And I appreciate it very much.
And now,
much appreciated.
Doing your own albums and everything.
Yeah.
And you've got a brand new album out that's coming out this Friday, American Soul Summer.
Right.
And this is like the sequel to American Soul, which came out this January.
That's right. It is. It's a summer version. It's my 10th album, and it's just exciting. I've got a song I wrote with Kenny Chesney and John Rich and a bunch of the guys. That's just the summer part of the record, and it's a release of all 16 songs together, and in conjunction with our tour and American Soul well, now let's also talk about your USO involvement, because I keep up with you on the social media and everything, and so you're kind of like the poster musician for the USO, and it's actually tied into your song also. Yeah, you'd think a USO would want to get like some girl, but anyway, you know what? It's really cool.
Performer.
They really liked the song American Soul, and just being a part of it. Of course, we've done bases all over the world, and we've been really lucky to really be tied into that, and I've loved every minute of it. And
I think it's so incredible you do that for our troops too.
It's amazing.
They're
the best. They're the best. I mean, because these men and women, we gripe about being gone for a month or 3 weeks at a time, and these guys are deployed for years at a time, and it's just so I love them, and they're the best people, and we've been so lucky to be able to do this.
Well, and you and I were talking earlier off camera. I wanted to bring it up to where a lot of people may not know, your dad was a singer and a musician too, so you sort of had that growing up.
Right.
Because you didn't get into music really perform until you were in college, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'd always I was in athletics and sports, and of course, my grandfather died in World War II, and he was a musician. And my dad was a Marine. And played basses and did all that stuff, and so I think I kind of grew up around the military, that part, but especially music. So I grew up listening to all kinds of music as a kid, and of course I knew from the time I was 5 years old, holding a hairbrush in the mirror, I was gonna. I mean, it was just so much cooler. You're going to be a singer, and that was it.
Well, we were talking too. It's like you're so well known here in Nashville, and with the charity stuff you do, and all the great work, Phil. But it's sort of neat how you came here as like a singer-songwriter. You had a restaurant, and then I was telling you, it's like, okay, I saw you perform like with the Titans,
right?
And then you perform, with the Predators,
Absolutely,
and it's like, you're like everywhere.
Yeah, it's fun because, this is my hometown. I mean, of course, I grew up in Virginia, and as soon as I got out of school, I came here. I've been in Nashville most of my life, so it's just, I've seen it explode in the last, average 30 years. And so I love it, and I just feel like I'm a part of it, and you can't help it. And I've always... I've always sold Nashville and talking about the city, my friends Butch Bearden and all of us, and we talk about it. Now it's like everybody found out, it's like,
they listen.
Whoa, wait a minute. Y'all go home now. It's like, no, but it's just, it's awesome just to see what's happening here. It's like we've really become this, Nashville's always been special and beautiful, but it's really neat that, all the food, of course I love food, and beverages and everything else. So much is going on in Nashville, and I'm just lucky. I love it.
Well, and I want to bring up too, Phil, besides the release of your new album this Friday, you've also been working on some TV stuff. Right. And so tell us a little bit about this. You're doing this like out of your house?
That's right. Well, I've got this songs from the Cellar, of course, which is, a lot of my friends, of course, John Rich and Peter Frampton and Tommy Shaw. I mean, just to mention a few, Steve Cropper, Brenda Lee. I mean, the list goes on. Hunter Hayes, blah, blah, blah. It goes on. So I've had so many of my friends come in, and we just sit and we talk, and we sing songs in my wine cellar, which is really kind of small, but it's really fun, and it sounds great, and the conversations are so great because there's so much talent here, not just pop, rock,
and it looks
everything.
Amazing too, and it sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
And you were joking earlier off camera to where it's like you could actually just do it with your neighbors.
Yeah, it really could.
And then people, enjoy the wine cellar and the music. They just stagger back home.
Yeah, that's right.
Nobody gets hurt.
We can Uber across the street. It's very nice. It's you can stumble home from my house, but yeah, it's been great, and we've just had so much fun doing it, and and you know, it's just you know, I've learned so much about my own friends. Even,
Yeah.
you know, it's like just because there's something about that atmosphere where you're just sitting there together, and it's just loose, and you just wow, and then the music's amazing, and playing all these humongous hits. I've had all these Hall of Famers on this, you know, the Country Music Hall of Famers, Songwriter Hall of Famers, Rock and Roll Hall of Famers.
Well, and comedians.
And comedians, I mean, Carrot Top, Henry Cho, a bunch of the guys, you know, like that. And it's just, we just talk about life and current events or whatever, anything. It's like we're not selling anything.
Right.
We're just enjoying each other's company. And
it's even better than
and having a cocktail or not, you know, whatever, or coffee.
And so it's already airing in Europe, and you're probably going to be, the show's probably going to be here in the U.S. too then.
Yeah, I mean, that's the hope now, is that everybody here gets to see it, because we've really shot some, you know, really great stuff, the great content, and you know, I'm just lucky. We've done it ourselves, and it's been really organic, and I tell you, it's magical, really. It's
Well,
fun.
you know, it's to me, it looks like a cool lounge, like in your own house. You know, Come to the wine cellar.
Come on down now. I mean, it's like it became, you know, it was this old cellar in my house. It's like 100 years old, of course, and ended up getting it fixed up and putting this cool Persian rugs, and it's like now I'm going, this might be the coolest room in my whole house. So we just started hanging out in here and just hanging and singing music, and I love it.
And so the kids go, it's like, where's Dad? Oh, he's back in the cellar.
Yeah.
He's having friends over.
Yeah, Dad, you need to come out of the cellar. Come out of the cellar, okay? No,
but you can actually call it work then too.
It is. It's yeah. That's kind of why we did it. Just for tax reasons, so I could write off my house. No, just
house and the wine cellar.
Yeah, and it's just it's perfect. I mean, it really is. It's become a really neat thing, and you know, a lot of the new artists, but a lot of the greatest writers that have ever written songs have been in that.
Well, and
cellar.
you're working with a lot of the new artists too, like Kelsey and with Hunter.
Right.
And so, you know, you're co-writing with, you know, from the hits you've had, you know, back to the 90s. It's like through today.
Yeah, you know what? It's like, it's hard to believe that I never would have thought, you know, that would, you know, especially being, you know, because you come to Nashville and it's so competitive, because the greatest writers in the world are here. I'm just telling you, some of the greatest songwriters in the world live in this town, and I know them, and I'm still in awe of them. And there's nothing like that kind of environment to really push you and make you want to do better. And now, of course, I'm getting to write with the guys like the Hunters and the Cams and Kelsey Ballerini and whoever, but it's just just to see this new crop of the Brothers Osborne and the guys I've known forever and Old Dominion guys. I'm so excited for all these guys that are coming along, and they're just doing great, and I'm proud of them. They're really great.
It's incredible. Now, where can people, you know, I know, you know, all the usual sources, you know, with Amazon, iTunes, all that kind of stuff, but what about your website?
Right. I know you can go to my website and order all this stuff too, you know, along with all the, you know, I've got these, you know, new merch and new cool hats, and it's really neat, man. I love all this stuff.
So they
The
can
summer
really
thing.
fully, you know, American soul summer up.
Exactly.
So that they're ready for summer.
I am ready for summer,
with
man.
Phil
It's
Vassar.
it's hot right now, isn't it?
It really is.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think it's so great on the album and your show and the USO work. I mean, how incredible.
It's just, we're just lucky, and we're just having so much fun, and we're, you know, we're playing the Fox and Friends, you know, summer concert series, opening the whole deal this summer, and I mean, it's just it's a lot going on, and it's just we get to be in New York for all of Fleet Week, which is so much fun. They're flying us out to the Intrepid, and we get to come in on the boat, sleep on the boat, do all the stuff, do a show for all the, you know, the folks, and it's just like, wow.
That is so amazing.
For real? I mean, this is the coolest. I get to do the coolest stuff. I'm like, man, I love my job.
And you paid for it.
I do?
Well,
wait a minute.
You know.
No, wait a minute. That hadn't happened yet.
Yeah, you got to feed the kids somehow.
I know, it really is. I mean, girls need new dance shoes.
Constantly. Oh my gosh. Well, be sure to pick up a copy. American Soul Summer out this Friday. And when he's on tour, you know, check the website, the show, the USO work, everything else. The multi-talented Phil Vassar.
Thanks, Eric.
Thanks for
joining
joining
me, buddy.
man.
Good to see you, man.
Thanks for watching the Rock and Review.
Mwah. Love you.
Musicians Institute Guitarcraft Program, sponsor of Fox 17 Rock and Review.